Okay, it's 6:30. We're going to go ahead and call this special work session agenda budget meeting to order. I would just encourage you to turn on your mics. We've gotten plenty of calls at City Hall that said they can't hear people speak. So if you would turn those on and please speak into your mic, I'd appreciate it. First up, nominating committee, Chairman Stephen Redd.
Not this time, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Municipal Service Committee, Chairman Eddie Long.
I do. I have actually two. Ben is up. He's going to do them. The first thing that he's going to present is the calendar for 26. Everybody should have got that. He mailed it out. It's pretty straightforward, but he's going to go over it with us so we all are on the same page. And then he's going to talk about another subject that he mentioned also in his email. Ben, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate the time. As you know, this is our calendar item discussion. We do this every year. What we usually do is we discuss it here, kind of reach a consensus, and then I will write that up in a resolution and bring it back to you to vote on next time. So if that is how you'd like to proceed, I kind of gave you the dates, what it looks like for where holidays might conflict, that first date in January may be tight, just things like that. So tell me what your thoughts are about the calendar, about some of these conflict dates, and I'll be happy to write that up for you and bring it to you for a vote next time.
We're better off this year or in 26 with conflict dates than we were in 25.
Yes, sir, we are.
We only have three, January the 19th, February the 16th, and September the 7th. So anybody got any suggestions on how you want to handle those? Either move them to another day, don't do them. What do you want to do? It's open for discussion.
My thought, just as a discussion, as kind of starting out the discussion, is that we may only do one in January, maybe the 12th instead of the 5th, since the 19th is conflict out with the holiday, and the 5th may not have much business on it. May be hard to get together with the holidays before, but that maybe start in January. And
You gonna do it on your birthday?
see what you guys want to do.
May I make a suggestion on that? Let's hold off making a decision on the January 5th one to see how, and Brandon, I'm not trying to step on your toes, but I'm trying to give you some breathing room, if I may, with this. Let's wait and hold off on the January 5th until the conclusion of the meeting tonight. We may need that. I don't know, and I'm not trying to put a black cloud over anything, but we may need that for budget. If Brandon wants to roll that to January, that would be an awfully good time to do the budget on January the 5th instead of on the 12th. I would like to hold off on that one. Otherwise, I agree with you. I think 12th would be a good time.
I would ask that we not do the 5th. I've got a lot of people out on vacation.
Okay.
I mean, we can do it, but no one's going to be here.
Okay, that's fine.
So whatever you want to do, but
I think rolling both of them into the 12th is a good idea. Personally, it's just me personally. Anybody else?
I'm good with the 12th on January.
Matthew, Matt? He's got two thumbs up, so
I'm good with
he wants to have two meetings on the 12th, is what Matt wants.
Morning and night.
Anybody else? Maggie, you're looking at me, so I'm gonna call on you. Good. Corey?
I'm good.
Kyle?
I'm good.
Brandon, I just see top of your head barely. Okay. Then it shall be the 12th.
Yes, sir.
All right, February the 16th.
Unless there's something pressing, I mean, I'm good. We can just do the February 2nd meeting and then get rid of the 16th.
I'll agree with that. It's usually slow then.
All right, same thing, just do the 16th meeting and let the second meeting go.
No, opposite.
Opposite. Do away, oh yeah, do away with the 16th and have everything on the second.
Yep.
All right, anybody got any comments, questions, or concerns with that idea? Hearing none, move to the next one.
Labor Day.
September the 7th, what are we gonna do with that?
I think we should do away with September 7th and move it to the third Monday.
Just
Just
get
one.
away with 7th, just move everything to 21st?
Yes.
Anybody got any questions, comments, or concerns on that? Then I need a motion to adopt or to send the calendar to full council as amended.
Hey,
You're gonna do, summer meetings?
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Okay,
So when did we do that, Mayor? We did it,
we started it in June.
Yeah, we did June, July, August.
we just want to do the first week, or we do the third one?
As a preference for me, that, I don't care. I'm just 1 out of 8, so it doesn't matter to me.
Which months?
June, July, and August.
May, June, July, August? No, June, July, August, that's right.
We either have it on the first meeting, or we can have it on the third meeting. What's people's preference?
I'd say the third meeting, we make it a combined.
Got a third meeting, Matt,
That works for me.
Stephen?
Yeah, we're doing a third meeting for all 3 months?
Do a third meeting for all 3
I
months.
love it, yeah.
Brandon, I see top of your hat now, bud. Hi. Third meeting? Yes, sir. Maggie?
Yes.
All right, Kyle?
I'm good.
Good. Corey?
Yes, sir.
All right, be the third meeting then for June, July, and August.
The third week.
All right, anything else, Ben?
So I think that will do us on the calendar. I also wanted to say a brief word about committees. As you know, in January, under our new structure, we will switch over committee assignments. Many of you have emailed me your committee preferences. I have logged all those. I'm keeping track of all of those. If you have not, I'll send another email tomorrow to everybody who has not done that yet. Get that into me just before the end of the year. At the very beginning of the year, I will reach out to the 2026 nominating committee and see how you would like to proceed. If you remember, this year's nominating committee elected to have a special meeting, kind of went over everything at a special nominating committee meeting. We can do that again next year. We can do it differently, however that committee wants. But if everybody will get their preferences, I have most of you, but if everybody who has not will get your preferences into me in the next week or so, I will reach out to our 2026 nominating committee members and see how you guys would like to proceed.
Anything else? Anybody got any questions for Ben on the committee stuff? How many do you want? 3, I believe you said in your email,
Yes, sir.
your 3 preferences?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Everybody's got it? All right. Ben, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Mayor, that concludes my stuff. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Next up, Budget and Personnel Committee, Chairman Brandon Hillenberg.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Tonight, we are here to discuss the proposed 2026 budget. The mayor is going to call the department heads up, and each department head is going to have a chance to go over their budget. After that, I will open up the floor for questions, and Corey, we'll just start with you and work around the horn for any questions, and that is going to be open to the full council for questions, not just the budget committee.
I'm sorry, Brandon, before we do that, we do need to have a motion to send the 26 calendar to the,
We do. Yes, sir. I'm sorry,
to
Mayor.
the full council.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Got a motion by
Steve, and a second by Matt.
Stephen, second by Matt. Hang on, Steve. Matt. Team, would you call the vote, please?
Long,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
No.
Red,
Yes.
calendar vote.
Yes.
Okay, what we'll do first, since the budget, if you check out the loan transfers, you're looking at a $22 million budget, and payroll is 15 million of that. So let's start off with HR, because each department head doesn't do anything with their payroll. It'd be the other items, so that'll be easy to knock over half the budget out with payroll issues. Matthew, please.
Talking to the mic. Thank you, Mayor. So if you guys will just give me about 5 minutes, what I'll do is I will just give you the broad over theme of the budget, and then real quick, briefly, I can run through each department that kind of covers why their numbers may be up or down for payroll purposes. So first, across the board, we did a 3% raise for everyone. The COLA is about 2.7, 2.8, so we're trending just ahead of cost of living and inflation. Over the past few years, we've done a percentage and a flat raise, but this year we're going just with the percentage raise across the board. As we go to health, we've been very fortunate. Our health plan hasn't seen an increase now since we made the switch to the high deductible. And so I want to compliment the mayor, the city, and those of you who helped us make that switch for the league. We've heard some horror stories for some cities and counties over the last year or two with some of their increases and then some of the decisions they've had to make because of it. So I know when I met with Brandon a couple weeks ago, we talked about how we were kind of able to ease into ours over the last 3 or 4 years. Retirement, APRS has remained steady most of the time here. Unfortunately, lot fee went up again. It went up 0.5%, which 0.5% doesn't sound like much, but that was actually about $20,000. I've been in public sector for about 15 years now, and I think lot fees went up just about every single one of those years. So it's just kind of something we have to deal with. And then workers' comp is pretty flat. Workers' comp never moves too much up or down with the way they base it, typically off of a 3-year period. So those are the main themes for the budget. And then real quick, I'm just going to start from police and fire and work up. So on police in our budget, one thing I want you to note is if you didn't know, our police chief will be retiring this year. And so we have that reflected in the budget along with payouts there.
February 28th. And then we also have in there promotions,
Yep.
new people.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, we have that logged in there. And then on our police officers for our vacancies, one thing we've started doing recently is if there's a vacant spot in police, by the time we get everything done, we won't actually fill that until April typically with the academy start date. And so we typically only budget that for 3/4 of the year. And also one thing I wanted to point out, police, last year when we brought the budget to you guys, we had bid out custodial. And so once we got those bids back, we actually decided to scrap that bid and just bring it in-house. So police got one of those, and so that's why that number went up in police. It's housed there. In our fire department, again, something similar. We have one of our battalion chief levels, Chief Smithson, retiring first part of January. So we have that reflected in the budget as well, payouts, new hires, promotions. We had 3 positions in last year's budget that was needed, but we asked certain departments if they could wait till July 1st. So that way we could help with the budget and fund those. Fire was one of those, was their admin assistant. So we only budgeted for half of that last year. So now that other half is added on there. And on fire and police, next year we'll be able to have our starting pay now at $45,000. And while we'd obviously like that to be higher, and the next goal is to get that to 50, it's a far cry from where it was a little while ago. Moving up, our street department, everything's pretty much the same there. We swapped out one of our regular positions for a supervisor position. We were able to find a great hire there from the private sector. Micah is doing a great job. The next 3 departments all fall under Mike Wheeler: animal, construction, senior services. Construction, senior services, no differences. On animal services, again, that was another one of those positions we budgeted for 7-1, one of their front desk positions last year. So now we have to make up that other half. Public Works, the same. City Council, Planning Commission, the same. District Court was the 3rd and last spot last year that we had budgeted 7-1. So again, filling that other half of it. And then the City Attorney's Office, the Clerk Treasurer's Office, and the Mayor's Office all remain fairly unchanged. One thing I did want to point out on the Mayor's Office, I know Corey asked me a few questions, I had a few others. The Mayor's Office, it's always been this way. It actually houses pretty much everyone in City Hall that's not under the Clerk or the Attorney's Office. So you have HR and my person in there. You have IT and his person in there, and even economic development in there. So that's just kind of a very rough draft or rough view of everything we have. You know, one thing I do want to point out with this budget, I wrote on my notes, bad news, good news, bad news. The bad news is, you know, under the past administration, we really kind of lagged with salary and benefits. It wasn't quite a priority, and just to be honest, the revenues weren't where they needed to be to do what we wanted to do. Since Ken's been in there and since a lot of you have helped out, revenues have come in. The mayor and this administration has made salaries and benefits a priority, which is a great thing. But now the other bad news of it is now even just doing something small, raise-wise, tends to cost quite a little bit of money. So even if we go in saying, hey, we want to be even more conservative and do something small, that number tends to be larger than we'd like it to be. So, but that kind of covers each department, while those numbers may be any different. So I'll answer any questions anyone has and go into as much detail as you want. So.
No question, no, for me. Yeah, I sent Matt an email asking for the HR budget. I have the full spreadsheet, went over it, looks good, really like it. No questions, thank you.
I have none, Matt.
So this covering the whole budget through you, Matt, right?
Yes, sir, that's all salaries, benefits, and then, my actual HR budget, it's just embedded in the mayor's office, and there's not a whole lot to it.
So what's the plan for is there a new plan for a new economic development person, or what's the plan with that?
It's in there. Once Matthew gets my go-ahead to advertise it, we'll advertise it.
And one thing real quick, Red, so before you guys get the final budget, Tammy and the mayor kind of give me sort of a drop dead date to give them the budget. So once I get that numbers to Tammy, sometimes if anyone retires, resigns, there's any changes after that, it's not reflected in the budget we send to you guys. Because if I change just one little thing, Tammy can attest to it, it changes 10 or 12 different blocks, so.
So that advertisement for the new person will come in, I guess, January 1 or?
No, I don't, I'm gonna kind of see where I'm at and, look at some other forums. I mean, I know a lot of people in the industry and kind of look around and see what we need. I would kind of like to, see what's out there and make sure that, it fits what we need in Cabot. And, it'll be, one of my directors, and I'll make sure that they fit in well with the team and, just want to make a good choice.
Sure.
So,
I mean, is your goal to have that by the Q1 or?
I would love to, but you might not find the right person. So I'm gonna make sure we get the right one.
It's kind of a niche,
It's a niche market, and you just kind of there's some good ones out there, but they're probably going to want a whole lot more money, and there's some ones out there that are going to be pretty good. You guys make sure they're good enough to make it where we're at right now. So.
Yeah, I feel like we're in a great place, and
We are.
stepping back and is definitely not where we want to go. So if we could figure out have them by the first quarter, that'd be great. So, but I get trying to find the right person.
Yeah, just kind of like the mayor said, just want to it is a very important one. Want to make sure we get the right one. Like I said, it's a niche. I remember when we hired Alicia almost 5 years ago. Different time period, but just the response, it was a little different. We were a little new to it. Now we kind of know exactly a little more what we're looking for. And like Ken said, want to make sure we find the right person. So.
I have a question. I'm looking at the HSA contributions here. What's the average deductible?
Oh, on our plan, it's 2,500.
Is that like straight just family or individual? Or
20. I can get into as much detail on single coverage. It's 2,500, 80-20 split after that until you hit 5,000. So out of pocket's 5, and those people get 1,000. On family coverage, it's 25 per person. It maxes out at 75, but then that complete out of pocket's 10. Like I said, I can get into details like a family. Yeah, I can get to as much detail.
And if you're family, the city gives you 2,000. If you're single, you get 1,000.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay, thanks.
Like I said, we've been very fortunate with that. I'm not a CPA, but I do have the pleasure of actually getting to serve on the Municipal League Health Board. And so for years, the league has lost money. I don't want to say subsidized, but they've really helped. They've had to help fund these health plans year after year, and we kind of saw the writing on the wall. We were looking at 10, 20% raises for the next 4 or 5 years, and that was being conservative. And so we were actually the pilot program for that. It went really well. And so now a lot of cities and counties are going to that. Unfortunately, this is one thing I talked to Brandon about. Some of these cities and counties were in dire situation this year, and they just had to like do it all of a sudden without a warning, and some of them couldn't even fund these HSAs like we are. So we're very fortunate that we were able to kind of do it on our own terms and kind of work our way into that. So
Yeah, your comments about, it'd be hard to do across the board raises, at the level that we are now, when we think about the economy, and then, I'm a skeptic of the high deductible plans, and we have a pretty generous contribution, so I wanted to see how much of that deductible it covers. It seems pretty solid.
it does. I just had, at our Christmas party, I had one person who was really scared and kind of skeptical. I don't want to say mean, a little nervous about it, but he told me at lunch, he said, I've used that magic little card. I haven't used my debit card in the last 2 years.
Yeah, I think as long as
So-
we're covering a good portion of the.
And a lot of
HSA,
it,
we're good.
a lot of it is education too. It's scary if you're new to it, but we're big on education, and like I said, we were able to work our way into it. Whereas, there's been a couple cities and counties I found out just at the last minute. People had no idea, and they just said, "Here's your plan." They had to switch plans. It took some of their raises, and they're not putting some of this money in there. So
Right, yeah, like what I see in the private sector is employers just saying, we'll match it, and people just don't put anything into it, it doesn't match.
yeah.
And we're putting that lump sum in there, it's like it's doing what's supposed
Yeah,
to do.
and
Yeah,
what we saw is a lot of people realizing, hey, that's my money,
right.
and so I want to ask what everything costs. So they're calling around doctors, how much would that visit be?
And I actually have an
Before, they would just go to whomever, emergency room, and that made our costs go way up.
And I actually have
So-
an email going out tomorrow. The league's been really good about working with little side programs. I didn't even know this until today. I knew they were working on it, but they actually have a program or app now where you can actually look to see how much, like an estimate, how much each hospital or doctor's charging. Whereas before, if you just paid $20, who cares? But when it's your money and one visit's 60 and one's 200, unless they're a bad doctor, who are you going to go to?
Right.
And so it's been successful, and that's why other cities and counties are moving to it. So good.
Matt, on the fire, and I meant to reach out to Chief Moore. I know we got that fire truck coming. Are we adding new folks this year, or what's the plan with that?
We
No,
added 3 today.
Yeah, we added 3 today, but they were already
3
budgeted.
today.
No, there's no additional staffing planned for that truck. I know Chief can talk about it more when he gets up here, but we feel adequate with our staffing right now. Obviously, if we could add all these people for fire and police, we do it in a heartbeat. But again, as you look at the budget and some of those things Corey just talked about, I do know we look at short-term, mid-term, and long-term planning. We know that at some point in the near future, we're probably looking at a 5th station, and which is a good thing. It helps lower, what's it lower?
Insurance,
Yeah, insurance. I was trying to think of the
insurance rating.
insurance rate, but with that, that's when you'll probably see, and we're working right now. We're going to plan to use that SAFER grant. We want to use it the right way because when you do add 9 or 10 people, I mean you're starting to get into $1 million.
And see, that 9 or 10 people, we got to be in the right place of growth within the city because it'll pay for it for 3 years.
3.
3 years, the SAFER grant will pay for those personnel. But then in that 4th year, I have a payroll of $500 to $1 million that where am I going to get the money?
Yeah.
So.
And so
we gotta-
obviously, again, we would love to add more and more, but again, when you look at the budget, when you talk about adding that number, I mean, it's legit, it's $1 million. And so we want to work our way into that, but we feel good with our staffing, Chief does, and so that's just kind of our short, mid, and long term. We didn't add any new positions in this year's budget.
So how many firemen we had? 49?
47. And then we have about 5 or 6 part-time? 6, yeah, we have 6 part-time as well.
Okay.
So, and then police is at 55, is at 55, so. But yeah, good question.
Anything else for Matthew? Chairman?
No, sir.
Okay.
Thank you,
I guess we'll do fire next since we're talking about fire. Come on down, Chad.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks.
Evening, council, mayor.
Good evening.
So if you've got my budget in front of you, you can see that it's pretty flat compared to last year. We have no capital improvement projects for this year. I plan on making that up in 27 through 30. That's a joke. But seriously. I plan on making it up there. So, let me get my glasses here. Some of the things that we're looking at doing that we didn't do this year is replacing some of our supply line, which runs about $1,000 a section. Looking at adding at least 5 more sections of that, replacing some of our TICs, which are thermal imaging cameras. Some of them are 10 years old, starting to lose their data, not working properly, and replacing some of the backups on those. Also, we have some of our spare PPE or turnouts that are expiring here in the next year or so. So we're trying to get ahead of that and having spares. We try to keep spares on hand. So after we have a fire, that we're able to get those in the wash and let the crew get into another set while those are washing. And then our training platform and our reporting platform, that's kind of a big hitter for our technology stuff. Runs us about $27,000 a year. Other than that, I would take any questions that you may have.
I was glad to see that you hired a few more firemen. I was gonna ask about the overtime this year. I saw that it kind of, we're running on budget, what, about 150-something thousand, Chief, of overtime?
It's a little more than that on overtime. I think this year in overtime, the unscheduled, which I think is all in there, is, we had it at 155,000, but we're sitting at 330.
Yeah, through September.
Yes.
Yeah, so you still have October, November.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Yeah, but the overall number comes out pretty good, pretty close to what we budgeted.
Yep.
It's just how it's classified.
Correct.
Because you can see we're $1 million over on, or $1 million under
Overall.
on the salaries and wages, but we're 176 over on the overtime, so it comes out.
Any questions, Corey?
None for me.
Spare turnouts.
Yes, sir.
That you said, all right. On a fire, you might have, what, 10, 12 people there? Do
Correct.
you have enough that they come in the middle of the night, they can put on clean turnouts?
Yes.
Okay. And hoods, everybody got their second hood?
We're working on replacing or adding second hoods to them. Most people have them, but that's one of the things that we're working on this year is having everybody a second hood.
Yes, that's one of the big concerns because that's where number 1 cancer comes from.
Absolutely. That's right. Head and neck.
Nothing?
I'm good.
Stephen?
I'm good.
I had a couple questions, but you covered it in your explanation. Thank you.
The Kenwood radios, is that going to be enough for
Yes, sir.
all personnel?
Yes, sir, because we've started replacing them this year. This is what you see in our budget for next year is just the addition.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right.
Thank you,
y'all.
Chief.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
We'll let and those here in public that wants to ask any questions about budget, if it gets voted in by council or, a motion to approve by council, when I open up for discussion, I ask for public discussion before we have the vote. So that's when public will get to speak. Chief Steely, this is police.
Good evening. The biggest changes you'll see with the PD budget is the capital expenditures. That covers, the bulk of that is for the new firing range and the engineering on that. And then the remaining portion of it is for 3 new vehicles, 2 for the patrol division and 1 for our detective division. The other increase you're going to see is to our service fees. That is to incorporate the addition of our TASER contract that was updated for this year. Last year, that was paid out of public safety funds. gonna be brought into the budget this year, and it sits right around 55,000, so there was the increase in that. Throughout the remainder of the budget, a couple of the increases are ammo and target category. We're changing our firearm platforms in 2027, going to a 9mm, so we're gonna shoot down the 40 caliber ammo and then start stockpiling the 9mm ammo in preparation for that new platform change in 27. And the reason behind that is Glock has discontinued the 40 caliber versions, and it's kind of leaving us without being able to get any replacement firearms and parts. So we're going to move on to a 9mm platform. The bulk of everything else remain the same. Some of our equipment upgrades and technology upgrades are going to be to replace our laptops that are in the cars. Those are sitting 4 or 5 years old, and they're starting to go out. So we're going to replace those. We're going to try to replace a quarter of those this year.
That's amazing. It seems like just yesterday we started getting them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Of course, the increase in the vehicle expense, everybody knows, getting your car worked on, price has gone up there. Vehicle equipment, same thing. Prices have just gone outrageous with the equipment on the vehicles. But beyond that, I'll entertain any questions y'all got.
And for me,
No, sir.
Just out of curiosity, Chief, how long is a patrol vehicle lasting?
The oldest that we have on the street right now are 2017s. I think we have 2 of those. Kind of hurt us in 2022 because Dodge pretty much canceled our entire order for that year because of COVID, or the end of COVID, not having chips. But to answer your question, 10, 12 years. And most likely we will be swapping over to Fords this year. We have had issues with Dodges over the last 2 years that I just think are starting to take a toll.
Thank you.
Another question?
I do not.
No? Thank y'all.
Thank you, Chief. We're doing animal next. Mike is still out on one of his adventures for work. And so whatever questions you may have there, I've got me and Tammy here to ask. On his, nothing really that I know of is out of ordinary for him. It's pretty much a flat budget this year.
Corey, you have any questions?
I keep forgetting them first. Yeah, no, sorry.
Can you explain the $15,000 travel budget for me?
Oh, well, that's real small. It should be higher than that. He gets donations. He speaks all over the world. Australia, Hawaii, Alaska, Oregon. Goes to a lot of conferences.
Okay. So like those conferences that ask him to come speak, I mean, just like,
They pay a lot of it.
okay, that's what I was gonna say.
They pay a lot of
If
it.
they're asking him to come speak,
Yeah,
they're
I
picking
mean-
up some of that tab, right?
Oh, yeah, they're picking up, a lot of the times they're picking up most of all of it.
Yeah.
And so these are for some of his staff to go to training as well. So, I mean, his travel budget should be 50, 60, 70,000, but it's not. These animal groups and everything are paying for it.
Mayor, I had a question on donations. So we budgeted 130 this year, and it looks like we're being real aggressive for next year, and we're gonna go for 250.
He usually gets 400 a year, so we're still down. I don't know how 25, I don't have that in front of me. Let me look, see where he's at right now. He's hiring a new marketing person, which you know, Rachel, just got hired. And so her goal is gonna be to bring in those donations. That's gonna be one of her jobs, and he feels really good about the 250 number.
Where's he at this year?
Right now, it looks like through September, we are at only 64,000 this year. I asked him about it. We met in my office, and he thinks that's a good number. He truly does. I think there wasn't a lot of focus on it this year because we were trying to get line done, and we really spent a whole lot of time on line. All the directors, myself, that consumed us this year. But the good effect out of that is we got $5.7 million in the college. So, but I think that's what's held him back this year. And Tammy, you may know something to add to it. Okay.
So it's basically a $200,000 swing.
Yeah, he told me it's good. I mean, this is a budget. So, then you got use of donations down there for 400. So if you take the 250 out, you're still 150 more you got to take out because he's spending more than he's bringing in. So he only used donation if he brings them in. So, I mean, if I take those out, it doesn't matter. It helps the budget 150 after I took them out. So if I took out both line items, 250 and 400. So, if anything, he's hurting himself on his budget instead of helping himself. 250 minus 400, negative 150.
So, and at the end of September, we are at 210,000 for revenue. Where do you think we'll end up at, Mayor?
In revenue?
Yes, yes, sir.
Um,
And just reason why I ask, I mean, we're projecting 453,000 next year in revenue.
yeah, well, you take out 250 and it's at 203. That's in donations. So 203 and you take out the 64, so what's 64 minus the number you just gave me? It would be what, 154 through September 30th. So if you analyze that up, you're going to add another 50, so it's 200, and he's budgeting flat, 200 to 203. So. His revenue is really going to go up once Lyon College opens. Yep, go through the roof. That'll be in 27.
Stephen, you have any questions?
I do not.
Mr. Weber? No, sir. Reed?
I'm good.
Mr. Long?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay,
Mr.
so
Mayor.
there's animal. Laura, you want to come up?
All right, good evening, everyone. All right, for Public Works wise, the two major things that I've marked on mine for 26 on the increase of the education and training versus this year, even in 24, is more education is being required for inspectors. So I've got to send them to more classes, so that's why the increase on that part is. And then the other increase is on our nuisance and abatement. I mean, that's what I always have every year. We have that on our agenda for some tax liens already. I've got some properties that are on the radar for being condemned, so we've got some harmful structure money in there as well. So those are my major items as far as in my office. As we all know, my office doesn't necessarily produce a lot of money. We do have a lot of spending in my office as far as making sure that all of our inspections get taken care of on the building side and then the code enforcement side. So if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them.
No questions.
What few increases you had, you're making up the difference on office supplies, so.
Yes.
The only question I would have is, the revenue again. In 22, here at the end of September, it looks like we're at 153, and we were projected at 353. And next year, we're projecting 323. When are y'all's busy months, Laura? Haven't we already hit them? During the summer for permitting?
Most of the time, yes, but it really depends on, I mean, we have new construction starting all the time, but most of the time it is the dry season when it is the busiest time. But we will get a little bit of an influx of everybody wanting to rush the end of the year, trying to get everything that they can done for the
Right.
end of the year,
I mean,
tax-wise.
I know construction slowed a lot, and I figure y'all have seen that a lot in permitting. And
Yeah,
that,
because
that will
these
affect
numbers are
your
through
revenue.
September, yes.
But we're planning on DR Horton.
We do have some,
In
I have
Lyon
talked to
College.
two developers that are bringing two big subdivisions into town that will produce some houses pretty quickly.
And these numbers are through September?
Yes.
Any questions down on that end?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Laura.
Thank you.
Thank you.
PSAP, I'm just checking them off as I see on here. PSAP, on that one, that's just Cabot's contribution. Contributions are based on what the fees from the 911 doesn't pay for, allocated by population. So Cabot's population as compared to the county is roughly a third. So we pick up a third of the amount of revenue that's not received, and we're guesstimating it's 396 for this year. We did 397 last year, but didn't have to pay much because the quorum court allocated some extra funds to the PSAP. So Cabot was very fortunate not to have to pay out $397,000 in 2025. So, but in 2026 we will. We've had a board meeting and we're starting in January with either monthly or quarterly draws from each city and county, or each city and then the county. So that would be our portion. Before the PSAP, we had 911 dispatch, and I believe our salaries for dispatch was like 800,000. So our cost is like half by having the PSAP, roughly. And I could be off. It could have been 800, or is it less? What would you guess? 7, with all the benefits. I was thinking all the benefits and comp and all that. Okay. So it is a savings to the city to have the PSAP, which is housed here. Any questions on that? Okay. Next up, Tammy.
So my increase is largely due to this second custodian that Matthew talked about. He told you one went under police, one went under my office as well. And that's where you see the increase. And I will take questions if you have any.
None from me.
Any on that end, guys?
None from me.
No questions.
Okay.
No, sir.
Ben, city attorney.
Oh, we've got a lot of questions on yours.
Good evening again. As you can see, mine has no increases at all, anything that's non-HR related. Everything's the same as it was last year, but happy to answer questions.
None.
None from me.
We're good.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ben. City council, pretty much flat, the same as last year. Do y'all have any questions about the budget allocated to you guys?
No, sir, I'm good.
I just want to say I don't agree with the council getting a 3% raise, but that's my personal opinion.
Okay.
Y'all okay down then?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Next, the mayor's office, same as everybody else's, it's flat. Some items are down. Any questions for me?
Mayor, can you clarify how many people working underneath the mayor's office? Because I know a couple people was concerned about the salary.
Yeah, it's, like Matthew said earlier here, he spoke on that. I think Corey might have the breakout. I don't have it online. I think it's, 8.
Thank you, sir.
8 people, and they're all directors, except for 2.
5 directors, 3 non-directors.
There you go.
And that's with the lead, or the economic, that
Yeah.
including.
Yep. 5 directors, 3 non-directors.
Stephen, any questions?
Nope. I don't have any.
Mr. Ed?
No, I'm fine with that.
Next up, general government. Let me go to it. This is your kind of where to stick things that kind of relate to the city in general. Technology expense a little up. I think we got to do a new server or server software or something like that. I guess you want to do the IT and then discuss this part?
Yeah.
Okay.
Council Mayor?
Thank you.
Sure, no problem. Yeah, so ours, for the most part, is pretty flat actually over the year. We had a couple of small increases and it boiled down to 2 main things. One is our end user desktop workstations. I try to keep those on kind of a third cycle, so every 3 years we end up rolling through a third of our inventory. Next year we're picking up on a beginning cycle of that, so I've got not only a third of our desktop user inventory, but we also added a few to that thanks to Microsoft doing their end of life on Windows 10. That bumped our number up just a little bit. We only have a handful of machines that fall into that category, but that pushed our number up just slightly. Aside from that, we had our Google apps, which is our, Google Drive, email, all that stuff. We had, up until this point, been on some discounted pricing, and Google's effectively doing away with that, so we're being rolled into just standard pricing. And it didn't bump us by quite a bit, but, it's per user cost times all the users we have in the city. Bumped us, about $8K probably year over year for that. That's really a majority of the positive bumps in my budget for next year. It's mostly those PCs, they're expensive as those are now, times a third of all of our inventory.
No questions from me.
Any questions?
Oh,
for-
sorry, any questions for me other than that?
No question.
Okay, thank you, Roger. In addition, the other big item is insurance on the building. We have this new Justice Center building, and we've also did the rail yard and some other things. And then some of our buildings were assessed too low, what they're worth, because we've got new roofs put on all of them. And it had like a appraisal value of too low. And so we had to go in and adjust all those, so our insurance was the big part, went up $120,000, to the municipal league. So, other than that, everything's pretty much the same. Utilities are up, telephone wireless, is up.
What about Paul?
What about what?
Paul?
That's gonna be in the street fund, I haven't got to that one yet.
Okay.
It was quite, not, in the scope of things, it's not that much, but in the maintenance contracts, that went up
Mm-hmm.
pretty good.
That's your janitor.
Let me look at the current expense on that one. It's probably for our maintenance on our, cause we've replaced a lot of our units in all the old building. We replaced a lot of the units, air units in all the old buildings.
Oh, okay.
And so we've got those contracts now. And that's increased that. Let me see here.
I think they have their own line item, Mayor.
Yeah, we've already spent 26,000 this year. We just budgeted too low, in the prior year for those.
Do we need to find a new contractor?
We do the bids, we put those out, but, this is the bids we're getting back. So,
I didn't know if Mr. Hillenberg would have a wisecrack about that.
yeah. So yeah, I think everything's been replaced in the city, or it feels like it, in the last 7 years. Everything was old when I came in.
Any other questions on general government? I think we're good, Mayor.
Okay, district court, it's flat, just like all the other general offices. Any questions on it?
None for me.
Okay. This would be Judge McGue's office. Let's see. Planning Commission, kind of like same thing as City Council. Flat. Okay. Construction Administration, it's flat or it's down a little bit, from 2025 proposed budget.
That's good.
And it's trending, to be right at 200,000 for, the year for 25 if you analyze it up based on your 25s that you have in front of you.
How many years are we in on the construction service, Mayor?
I think it's 4 years. Yeah, we've saved a lot of money, done a lot of good things, constructed a lot of good stuff. So. Sanitation is just that's our contract that we bid out. That we had to get, Waste Connections will be our new provider at the first of the year. City properties. This is all of our rental properties that we have, and the fees, and the expenses.
What's the parking lot lease on that, Mayor?
Parking lot lease,
On city properties, $2,400.
that's for, First Street, for the railroad.
Per year?
Yep,
Okay.
yep, yes, sir. I've tried to buy it, sent them an offer back about 4 or 5 years ago, never heard from them. So, I wish somehow we could get that bought. Even though it's not much money, of course. Any questions on that? Nope. Let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Grants, ARPA and EDA, that's for the, Unity infrastructure that we're doing, finishing up. And then our other big one then would be, street fund. Paul?
Evening, council, mayor.
Evening.
Sir. For the most part, pretty close to last year. Same amount on the drainage ditches, culverts, and street improvements. We did have it was an extraordinary year this year for breakdowns, equipment breakdowns. We had one of the pickup trucks had to have a new engine. Our boom mower was down half of the year for transmission repairs. And it's in fact at the dealer again for hopefully warranty work. So part of the capital expenditures is for the purchase of a second boom mower. That's a very specific task that piece of equipment has to do, mowing behind the guardrails and along the steep ditches. And it's about $200,000 to $250,000 for a new one. You can't really find them used. The only people that use them are municipalities such as ourselves. And when they get rid of one, they're wore out. You can't even rent one. They don't rent them. So that's what that capital expenditure is. Other than that, like I talked about on the vehicle expense, it's up to 30. And everything else is pretty close to what it was. As far as traffic, we did have some accidents happen. Like I think it was last December where a oversized load took out the span wire traffic signal at 321 and Highway 5, where we had to get a contractor to come in and help us to get that intersection going. Of course, electrical rates have gone up on traffic for the utilities. And other than that, yeah, it's pretty close to the same on everything. But I'll take any questions or concerns you have.
None for me.
I'm good, Paul.
I'm good, sir.
Oh, question. Thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
Okay. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Paul. So other than that, we just have revenues and, but that's all of our expenses that we're projecting, or this is our map of what we think we're going to be doing in 2026. Of course, sometimes things might not happen as we foresee them, and it's more, and sometimes it's less. So, but we usually try to, we stick to it the best we can, and And then what we do need, we come to council and we do the amend the budget and we change it as we go, throughout the year.
Mayor, on this general fund summary, the transfers out Parks and Rec.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You've got 265,000.
Versus 1.9.
The one we give them each time, so that leaves us 1.7 left. The 700 is for the land that we'll be putting back in their bond. And then, go ahead. Go to the street. Oh, it's going to the street, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Basically, that's all transfers. So the other million is what goes to street from the bond fund from the sale that we discussed.
Gotcha.
Yep. But good question. So 700, 1 million, and 265. That's where it is. Like 1 million and 27,000 or whatever it is, or 17,000. Yeah. Transfers out Park and Rec, 965, and transfers out the street fund, 1,017,845.
Mayor, I have a question.
Yeah.
So we give Parks and Rec 265,000 a year.
We've
Out of
done
the-
that since I've been here, yes, sir.
Is that pretty well on target for what other cities do our size?
Some cities don't fund. We're the only city left in Arkansas that I know of that has a commission. So most Parks and Recs are underneath the city. When I was Parks and Rec chairman, we got 265 when I was chairman for 4 or 5 years. So it's kind of been the staple amount that we send over to Parks and Rec each year. Travis may be able to expand on that a little further, on the amount that some Parks and Recs are getting from their city or what the city has to fund on those Parks and Recs. But with the addition of the Sportsplex and all these tournaments, they're keeping it above water with the 265. They're in the black. So that's a good thing. So from my understanding, when I was on Parks with Maggie, that the 265 we're getting was kind of a low amount to send because we were actually generating revenue. A lot of Parks and Rec departments didn't. But then again, A&P sends them funds as well. So you'd count our 265 plus the A&P funds that they receive, which is a little over $1 million or close to $1 million or however the year falls. And then plus what they make. So it's kind of how they're supported. So A&P is a big income for them.
Yeah, I mean, even though A&P gives them a lot of money, I mean, there's the money they bring in.
Yeah, there's a lot of money
fund
there
that
too,
is-
yeah.
is
So-
a lot, so.
Anybody else have any questions?
I don't really have a question, but I just have a statement like, and this is, I didn't want to ask Chief Steele or Chief Moore because it's not really on their plate, but like, I research a lot because, I was a teacher before this, and I feel like the school district does a really good job of keeping our teachers here by the salaries that the school pays them. And I feel like we have like wonderful firemen and wonderful policemen, and I just feel like we've got to do something to get them more money. I don't know what it is.
I think Matthew'd be the best person to address that. And if Matthew, you can tell him what salaries they were getting paid when I came in as mayor, where we're at now, and we're all facing that. I mean, you've got the governor giving the state police $75,000 a year.
Yeah.
That didn't help us too much.
Yeah.
That didn't help any city too much. We lost 3 or 4 officers already at the state police. Is it 3 or 4, Steely, or 5?
Yeah,
We've lost 5 to state
yeah,
police.
it'd be great if Sarah would give us some of that money, but no, we actually lost a couple to ICE, believe it or not, with their $50,000 signing bonuses, but that's federal and Trump. No, it's a good question. I mean, obviously we'd love to. It's just, like I said, when I wrote the numbers down in all of Cabot's existence before Ken got here. our total was 8.8 million, and just in Ken's time here, we've got it to just at almost 15 million. So I mean, yeah.
I'm not saying we're not doing everything,
Yeah.
we're not doing better, but I just feel like they should get more, and I'm always gonna feel like that.
Oh, yeah.
And I talked to just, a military family this weekend, and the wife never even, she's a policeman, never even applied at Cabot because she could go to Maumelle and start out at 10 or 12,000 more than what we were
Well,
paid.
like I just stated with those numbers, we're kind of paying for the sins of the past and other administrations. I mean, I was gonna say the D word, there's a little kid here. We've dang near doubled the budget in the time here just to get where we're at, so.
Tell them
no-
what the police made 7 years ago,
Oh, God. I mean,
starting out.
I mean, we were 30 or low 30s. I mean, it was.
I think it was right
Yeah,
at 30.
Once
Now
again, I'm
we're
not saying that
45.
we're
Yeah.
not doing, but I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know if there's something that we can cut. I don't know, or, like, it just really bothers me that they put their life on the line every day, and they're not making what equivalent cities close to us.
Well,
are making.
unfortunately, when you look at the Little Rocks, North Little Rocks, some of those places, it's
But
different.
even Cersei, I mean, Cersei pays.
You know, I mean, I agree with you, so I don't really know what to say. Again, the biggest problem is we were playing massive catch-up, while other places were just steady and moving along. I mean, we've done a lot we've clawed just to get where we're at, to be honest with you. You know, I know one thing we did do with last year's budget is we were able to work on our salary grades. That was probably one of the bigger issues with police and fire, and I bet they'll both nod their heads, is so now when you start from the top down, you start to see that on the top level, the second level, the third level, those people are making pretty equivalent to what some of the others are making. But yeah, we're still working on that bottom. So I agree. It's just.
Well, that's why economic development's so important. We got to get more revenue coming in so we pay these people more. And that's the only way we can pay them is through sales tax.
You know,
That's
you
what
can't-
drives the city.
You know, with what the state did with schools, you know, we don't have that money, and you can't just magically make that number higher, because then you create compression, and we got to move every other scale and every other level up. So there's just.
Yeah, but even before the state and the LEARNS Act came in, Cabot, did what they needed to keep there. And how they did it, I don't know, but it just bothers me, and I just wanted to put that out there. I hate for so many people in our town to be driving to Little Rock or North Little Rock or Cersei or Maumelle to work when they could be working here and spending their.
Well, I can, one thing to point out too, though, our fire department, we just tested for the first time in almost over a year and a half. So we actually haven't been losing.
I think we'll get there. I hate people driving to Little Rock and to eat and to shop. We get more of that here. We raise more money. We'll get more to the police and fire.
But,
I mean,
but
that's
even
where we're at.
Even on top of that, we're really not having people leave or go else. Like I said, fire, that was the first time we've tested in a year and a half. With police, had we not, the way we keep coming below in police is we keep adding so many positions. We added, I think after we hire this next person, we'll be down 4 people, 51 out of 55, which is pretty good for this day and time. Those places you talked about that are paying more, they have more turnover and more open spots. So, and we added 4 spots last year, so if we didn't add 4, we'd be fully staffed. But no, I agree. We'll, every dime we can, you can ask Ken, that's why the budget's nearly doubled. It's just, I don't want to blame previous administrations, but it just wasn't a priority. People didn't care as much as you did, I did, the mayor does, the rest of you guys do. And so we're in a massive game of catch up. And as soon as we get a little caught up, these places that weren't so far behind, they can move it up a little bit. And just
some of
stay ahead
these
us.
cities that are offering this more pay are having problems right now. So
Matt,
financial issues.
What's the numbers again that Chief Moore and Chief Steele have?
55 police and 40, did you say 7?
47 and 6
47
part-time.
fire.
And that's all in? That's the chiefs as well?
Yes, that's everyone.
So what if, and Maggie, this don't solve the problem, but what if we put in a bonus at the end of the year?
I mean, you can do it, you just got to be able to fund it. We did one a few years ago for police, but again, I will give police and fire $100,000 a year if the money's there and
Well,
y'all allow it.
that's
It's
where I'm
just,
at, right? But, so, I mean, it ain't,
you know, again, the mayor, the city clerk, the money that we have is the money that we have. So, I mean,
Let's talk about like a specific number, though. We're just saying they need more money. Like, yeah, they need more money, but how much more money do they need? So to Maggie's point, I took what you gave me, Matt, and I got it up to just about $10,000 more per that lower level, the lower like 20 or so salary levels. That's 21%. That's like $9,000 more, and that's $620,427.13 more per year. So those are the numbers that we're talking about. I feel like we're kind of just like spinning our wheels saying that they need more. Like, yeah, they need more, but like, where are we going to find that money? And to your point about economic development, I remember that I pulled the numbers for Buckman back in the day. And after the first 10 years, they're going to bring in $169,619. So to Ken's point, yes, we need to pay them more, but also we need to make the money to pay them more. And I think just we need to ground this discussion in something real. And so that number is $620,000.
Yeah, and you're, probably, did you put their lot fee in there and everything?
Oh, no, that's
Yeah.
just straight salary.
So we gotta pay 27?
no, so any number you do with, and that's
27%.
another thing, you know, you can't just say, oh, I'd like to do this. You got to multiply every number by 25%.
25.
Then you got to multiply FICA by another 7.5 and 2 something for fire. Then you got to do, so it's not
Right,
just
yeah, like-
a flat number.
Yeah, I guess it's meant to be like back of a napkin math, just to say like there is
Oh,
a
I agree.
number that we need to talk about.
So now you're at $1 million probably.
And then I'm
Everything
just
we
going
gotta
to tell
pay.
you, I think we all love our fire and police. I don't want to say we're biased, but we have and I'm sure the department heads behind me will shake their heads. We have a lot of hardworking people in the street, the clerk's office, Peak Center, all those places that you start giving fire and police a whole bunch of stuff and you leave them out, then you're going to create that turnover problem as well. So we do have to be mindful with that. So. It's money. We need more money. We need the revenues. I know with Lyon College and that little part developing, hopefully we have more money to bring those up. But I mean, like I said, we have dramatically over the last few years, and it's not where it needs to be. And I don't even know what that number looks like. We're all like, yes, we made it. You know, I don't have that number. I don't know if you do, but the way we do better is exactly what we're doing. We bring in a college, we bring in business, we develop, and then we take that money and pump it in, and that's what Ken's done, and that's what you guys have allowed us to do just to get it to 45. So, but yeah, no, I appreciate it. I mean, we're aware, and I appreciate you bringing awareness to it. We're just doing what we can with what we got. So, I mean, so.
Yeah, we need to grow like 10% this year and we could get there.
Well, I mean, I think that goes back to Stephen's point earlier at the very beginning when he was asking about what are we gonna do to replace Alicia? And, I think that probably needs, if you're saying, you know, economic development's gonna drive us to get more money to pay our city employees. Anybody in service, I feel like, is underpaid. But if we're gonna do that, then we need to be on the search and we need to be on the hunt pretty quickly for an economic developer.
I'm pretty involved. I'm always doing what she was doing. I know the phone calls to make in my office, making economic development phone calls, so, I'll find the right person.
I mean, I don't know if I should say this, but we've put since Ken's been here, we've put every penny we could towards salary and benefits. And part I probably shouldn't say, we've probably put a little more than I don't want to say we should have. I don't want that to sound condescending, but probably were a little more aggressive than we should have been. So, I mean, you know, this is my 13th year, and you know, Ed's been here this time. I think when I got here, police and fire were making like 28,000.
Yeah.
I mean, we've raised the bar dramatically, and so.
Do they do step raises, Matthew?
No,
do you
we
do
have, we don't have step raises, but again, we've looked at that before. Again, the price is astronomical and you have to have the money to back it up. And so the biggest thing we did was our promotion raises that we updated with our salary grades a few years ago. That really got the bar up. So when you look at once people have promoted, they're more in line with other cities. So we are pretty close there. It's just getting that starting pay up.
And they get cert increases too.
Yeah, they both have cert increases as well.
One of the things that we don't talk about, we're talking about salaries, and that's just money in the paycheck. And yes, people go to Cersei, they go to Maumelle, they go to state police, and we're probably gonna lose a lot more to state police. Was sitting here, over there, whenever we barely got them out of the academy that we funded, and they went to Conway. Conway was draining us dry. That has stopped. Another thing that we don't look at is our benefit package that we give. Our benefit package is better than a lot, if not one of the tops around. And a lot of times, that was what we found out that started keeping our folks here. Like Scott will tell you the same thing. Yes, the money is important, no question about it. But this day and age, and has been for a while, insurance was the driver on where people went to work. And we looked at that and we saw that and we were able to do that. That just started when you come on board, was the benefit packages being raised up. You know, so we've done a lot. We've come a long way in 10, 12 years, a long way. We've come to, you know, from $31,000 to where we are now, and a benefit package where they were paying the load to where that they're not now. There's a lot of good things here for Cabot. They are. I don't know that we do that good of a job of marketing ourselves. I don't know that we do, you know, and the people come to Cabot and they think that we're a little podunk town, which in some ways we are. But if they dig down into it, they find out that Cabot's got a lot to offer in benefit packages and salary and all of that. You put it together. And I'm not going to back up and apologize for what we do. We've come so far and have done so much with so little. Now we've got some money. Now we've got the ability to do things a little bit better, and we're building on that. Maybe we need to look at the raises from 3%. Maybe we ought to go up to 5% for a couple of years. That will help. I don't know. There is somewhere in there that we need to figure this out and figure out what we need to do.
Like I said, Ken, Tammy, I trust them, and if they say, here's the money we can spend, that's what I spend, and usually they give me a number, and I usually spend over that. And so that's, like I said, that's where we're at. We have very little to no turnover in fire and police. We do have some, but that's every police agency. The ones you talked about, Maggie, they have the exact same turnover, if not more.
And you got to look at too, there's a lot of agencies out there that they need half their department.
That's,
I mean, Little Rock is paying good money, but they can't get anybody to work there.
If we wouldn't have added those 4 positions to do promotions from this last year, I'd be fully staffed in police and fire right now. So
And that is rare.
it is, but I don't want to discount what Maggie said. We do need to get it higher, and that's
No
exactly
question.
what we're doing.
No
So,
question about it. We absolutely do.
so.
Any other questions?
That's good. I appreciate it, Maggie. We do want to get that as high as we can. And like I said, I don't know if there's a number in my mind where I pump my fist and say, we did it. I think we want to just push that as high as we can. So
As soon as we push it, everybody else is going to be pushing theirs. So you got to think about that.
that's not a problem. But yeah, we actually, we lost, I'm trying to think, going through my mind. Steely, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think we lost an officer this year to a local agency. We lost a couple to state police, and you think I'm joking, we lost 2 to ICE.
Yeah.
Well, we lost
50,000.
1 and 1's on the way out, so.
Yeah.
But so we're not losing to, luckily, we're not losing to the Maumelles, the Little Rocks, the North Little Rocks of the world. A lot of times sadly, a lot of times when we lose police, we lose them to the private sector. They say, I don't want to do this anymore. Actually, we just had one quit recently. He said a few choice words, said, I'm not doing this ever again. So that's a lot of times where we lose our police is not to local, so.
So Matt, have we bumped the police and fire by themselves, or has it always been a blanket raise for everybody in the city?
We actually push the starting pay for fire and police more than we do the other employees. Across the board, they tend to get the same or similar raises, but starting pay, we've actually bumped that more. Just for your reference, those hired in 25 and 26 this year, what year are we in? 25 and 26 will actually make the same starting pay. There was a little buffer between the 2 years before them, but 23 and 24 make the same amount because we're pushing that 1,500 to 2,000 every year. It went up 1,500 this year. Last year, it went up 2,000. I think the year before that, it went up 1,500. I mean, we're pushing it, so. again, it was just really far behind.
It was.
A long time ago, and we've moved it up, so.
But we didn't only struggle then for salaries, we struggled to be able to put them in vehicles.
Yeah.
We struggled to be able to do vests. We struggled, it took me almost 4 years to get dash cams. We finally broke down and bought one dash cam. We're just gonna buy us one. What are we gonna do? Switch it around every car with what it had? I'm not kidding you guys. That's where we were. That was the money we had. One dash cam.
You know,
And now Scott's got more than that and a walkie-talkie that they carry on their side.
you know, I think it's kind of hard to imagine too, but it wasn't just a year or two ago, they were working out of how many square foot was the basement under City Hall? And now they have this, so.
Chief Steely says the new guys are spoiled. They don't know how we used to have it around here. Everything's new.
I've seen Scott run out of the old police department and crawl in a car with somebody because he didn't have one.
I haven't seen him run
You know.
that police department.
Oh!
I saw Scott.
Whoa!
I saw Scott run twice. Let's put it that way.
Man down, man down.
But he did, because once I was in his way and he went around me. No, we're behind, but the previous councils, and I'm going to say this with all the humility that I can, but the previous councils and the previous mayors done what they could do with what they had to do with. And unfortunately, the bucket was pretty dry a lot of the times. There was a lot of concern about sewer. There was a lot of concern about water. There was concern about streets. There was concern. And for some reason, salaries never seemed to make it to the concern pile. It has in the last 6 years.
I mean, Tam was.
I think Ken and you are the only ones that have really put a focus on that, and you have been able to find the money for it, and we've been able to do other things too, but our revenues have steadily grown. I tell you guys, it was rough. It was rough.
I mean, Tam remembers some of those years we were fighting just for 1%, 1% raises. So, you know, the next goal is to get starting pay, Maggie, we want to get to 50 as quick as we can. That's a nice, pretty round number. It's a little more competitive. We're hoping to get there, you know, as quick, maybe not be able to get there next year, but hoping to get there as quick as we can. So. Anything else?
Matthew, I would advise you go out this exit and not past Steely.
He's got one arm right now too. I'm good. So.
I'd make sure I use my turn signals too.
Gotcha. I am going to walk that way though.
I just got a text that somebody from the internet just sent me. It says Cersei's salary is $37,814 starting out.
Yeah.
So our guys are making a whole lot more than Cersei.
Yeah, I just looked it up.
Anything else?
Well, I know we didn't address it, but Peak Center and library.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All that, it's pretty flat, so I didn't have any questions, but.
Mm-hmm. I didn't have it on the front page. I'm sorry. I was just going off my titles here.
Speaking of the Peak Center, where we at on doing their parking lot?
It's I think about $125,000-$150,000 to do the parking lot. We're trying to get some other quotes, and then if we can't get it down, we got to bid it. So we're working on that for the first. It's on my to-do list, and then what we'll do is come back to council and do it then.
Yeah, that parking lot's
So yeah,
terrible.
we got it on there. I promised them over there, and Kyle and I have talked about it as well, and so we're gonna get that done. We just want to do as much as we can to get as many spots as we can without, we're trying to be very frugal with our money.
I got it. Yeah.
But anyway, to get as much as we can done. And then I'm looking for some grants too, just to see, since it's a Peak Center, if they'll match something. So anyway, just trying to make the most use of our funds. So did you have any questions on that, Matt?
No, sir.
Okay. Yeah, library's flat. The health department's flat. And so is the peak. It's flat.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
All right, with that, I will entertain any action, guys.
Move this into full council.
I got a motion by Corey to send it to full council.
Second.
Second by Maggie. Roll call vote, Ms. Tammy, please.
Red,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Pickard,
No.
Hillenberg.
Yes.
Anything else, Brandon?
No, sir, that is all. Thank you.
Okay. Police and Fire Committee Chairman Stephen Redd.
Mayor, I have nothing this time.
Okay. Community Development Committee Chairman Maggie Cope.
No, sir.
Okay. Military Affairs Committee Chairman Matt Weber.
Nothing this evening, sir.
Okay. General Community Input. You can bring him up here if you want.
I don't think any of us want that, Mayor.
Well, he can come up here if he wants. It doesn't bother me any.
Mr. Mayor said it's okay.
Come on up, buddy.
Here, buddy. Good evening, Councilman, Mr. Mayor. My name
Yes,
is Garrett
sir.
Nelson. I live over on Tradewinds. This is my little psychopath, James. And he's the reason that Matt had to watch his language. Thank you for that, Matt. Hey, just quick questions. Am I on any type of time limit? Because I'll keep it brief if I need to.
Usually we do a couple, 2-3 minutes, but you're fine.
Okay.
You're fine.
So first question I have, we talked about police and fire not having the money needed to recruit or maintain. Just wondered if we have talked about the police and fire overtime, specifically being police unscheduled overtime increases by 17% in 2026, despite us being at 250 to 225% of what it was in 2025. What problem are we solving by budgeting more overtime is my question. Right now, unscheduled overtime is sitting at 230% of what was budgeted for. We budgeted 8% more than what it was last year. Are we still forecasting that we're going to be at 240% from the year prior is my question.
Well, I mean, we're making a good educated guess. That's what this budget is. And, of course, we got to have officers on the street to keep everybody safe.
Yes,
So, we kind of, I guess, estimate. I mean, a budget's an art and a science.
Right.
It's not all science. It's an art too, that you got to see kind of where you're going to be. And, I sat down with the chief and that's kind of guessing where we could be, because there's going to be some changes when he leaves February 28th, and then we're going to have people move up, and then we're going to hire some people. And
yes, sir.
so, and
I
then
just-
we've got a trial coming up with, that everybody kind of knows about. We're going to be helping out over there with the county. And
Yes, sir.
so we kind of knew some things that could come up that overtime's going to increase.
Right. I guess the question would be for Chief, is the majority of the overtime, the unscheduled overtime, is that driven by lack of staffing for police?
We're at 3 down right now, Chief. 4 down.
Okay. You said 14. Okay. And I'll move out of your way.
So when you look at our overtime, yes, a lot of it is involved around the shortage of officers that we have right now. Those shortages are on patrol, and that's the ones where we're backstaffing to fill those voids. But the other thing is we have overtime dedicated to Arkansas Highway Safety Office. We run step grants with them. We run traffic safety grants. We have officers assigned to DEA task force that have, I'm not gonna say unlimited overtime, but they have a huge amount of overtime each month that is dedicated towards that is reimbursed by DEA, that is reimbursed by Arkansas Highway Safety Grant. So that is where a lot of our overtime is dedicated at. But yes, the bulk of it is for shortages, and we're trying to fill those voids.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Chief. So if it's driven by the staffing shortages, basically based off what Matthew said,
Why does the budget fund overtime growth instead of staffing corrections is the question that I would like to pose.
Well, because we know that through history, we know that when we have those tests, a lot of people might pass the written part and then they fail the physical part. So we're assuming that we're not going to have a good crew out of some of them. And I mean, like I said, this is a budget. This is not actual operations. This is a budget.
Right, so unscheduled overtime is a temporary fix. So at one point, do we stop this being a temporary fix? And do we start budgeting a permanent cost? It seems like we're just institutionalizing.
We've had overtime the 7 years I've been here and the 100 years before that.
Right,
I mean,
but we are institutionalizing unscheduled overtime as opposed to salaries.
We got to get qualified people, man. We 25, 30 people sign up for a test, maybe get two out of it, one out of it.
So I'm tracking that completely.
If you get us robots or people, we'll fix this overtime problem, man.
So I don't necessarily think it's robots, but all right. So and then the same question would be to Chief Moore with the fire. So fire unscheduled overtime is increasing 16%, and we're sitting at 230%.
But the total overall budget's the same. It's just how we classified it, which we said earlier in the meeting. Salaries and wages is $1 million under where it should be right now. So that's under, but overtime's over. But if you add those two together, you're fine.
But I don't think that solves the problem. You're talking about adding things together as opposed to increasing salaries for the rank and file.
Firemen work overtime when they work 48, 72.
Correct.
It's how their pay is figured versus how our Tammy puts it down on paper. And they do swaps and different things, and it's hard to know throughout the year how it's going to turn out. So we just need to put it in one line item, and then we would show no overtime is probably what we need to do.
I think
Just
so.
put it all
Right
salaries and wages, and then it looks good every year.
So right now, it looks like we're paying Chief Moore's people to work more than
No.
48 hours in a row. So if that happens, the science is unquestionable that their ability to function decreases 48 hours out. So we are putting people in potentially bad situations by unscheduled
We don't
overtime as
allow,
opposed to.
Chief doesn't allow that.
Chief doesn't allow more than 72, but the science shows anything over 48 hours, you are detrimental to the society. The science is extremely clear at that point. I've already spoken to him. He doesn't allow over 72 in a row. However, what I am saying is, instead of budgeting that to unscheduled overtime, just like we were talking about before, why are we not bumping the salaries up that
I
we
got
should be?
HR director behind you. Go ahead, Matthew.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Chief actually doesn't have any loss of staff. When you have Kyle knows this, when you have a fire salary on their set schedule, you have every paycheck, you have 2/3 of people who get 24 hours of overtime every scheduled shift. That's how that works. And so on our budget, what you see is we have a salary for, Ken makes 50,000. What you don't know is that set schedule has X amount, 15,000 of overtime in there. We can't necessarily, it's just how it turns out. So you're throwing these numbers out there. They're not quite accurate on the fire side because those hours are built in. So those overtime hours aren't actually, these guys aren't working 72, 100 hours in a row, and Chief's nodding his head. That's their set schedule. It's hard to show that on the budget because every paycheck, 2/3 of our fire department, if they work no extra hours on their 48.96, each one of those guys or gals is going to have 20.5 hours of overtime. So it is hard to do that. And then on the police side, to answer your question, our goal is just like we said last year, had we not added 4 positions, we'd be fully staffed. So, no, you're good. He's good. He's good. It's how we all feel sometimes too, don't worry. But on the police side, our way to fix that is we're going to kind of stop adding positions until we can get caught up. And we plan on being caught up this year. I didn't want to dive too far into it, but our plan after that is once we are caught up, we want to actually get ahead. So in the future, hopefully the next budget you see, there'll actually be a line item that just shows salary and wages. And what we're doing is we're going to try to get a few officers ahead to help alleviate some of that.
Yeah, we just need to revise how we present it. Mayors before me, at one time, like Ed was talking about, wouldn't let a fireman work 5 minutes over because the city didn't have the money.
But
And so they broke it up to do,
sorry, buddy.
to put all this on there, and it's really not needed to be put on the financials the way it is.
So to answer it, the fire is misleading because that's their set schedule, and then on police, that's our new way to get out from under that, is we're not gonna add any new spots until we can get caught up. So that kind of answers both of those.
So I would rebut with Chief Moore, if you schedule 4896s and he's saying there are scheduled 20 and a half hours of overtime, are you budgeting that for unscheduled overtime, or is that in salary and wages? Because it's in salaries and wages, right? So that takes away Matt's point. The point being, unscheduled overtime does not account for the 20 and a half. That's where I'm trying to.
Tammy, how do you record the 20 and a half?
Do you record the 20 and a half as unscheduled overtime, or do you record it as salaries and wages?
It's in salaries and wages, but overtime, it's gonna go to the unscheduled. That's what I was trying to explain to you.
So it's double tapping in your budget.
No.
Is the
But-
thing that you're most concerned about, you think they have the firefighters working too much?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
That is.
they're-
And-
can we just like confirm that fact before?
Well, I couldn't confirm that unless I saw shift logs.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm asking the chief, like,
Yeah.
can we see what is his problem, and then is that happening?
No, my problem is if we are budgeting all of this unscheduled overtime, and we're talking about lack of funding available to pay these firefighters a competitive wage, is there a way to shift it from unscheduled overtime to pay a competitive salary if we are losing people to other places?
We're not losing.
So is the concern that we're overworking them, or that we could take all the overtime budget out and hire
So
another firefighter? and-
Fire, we're great. We got people,
Yeah,
we
just
got
like,
6 part-time
what's the
people wanting to
argument
be
being made, I guess, is
full-time.
my question.
Problem with the budget that I have is the way that it's written right now, it's very confusing. It looks like we are
Clearly.
paying all of Chief Moore's people to work hours and hours and hours of overtime. But it sounds like what Matt is saying is that is not how the budget actually reflects. Is that correct,
That's correct.
Matt? And I'm not trying to be a stickler. on this.
No, I just want to make sure that people understand how it actually works.
Okay, okay, all right. And then the last thing that I had, so Chief Staley, you mentioned a firing range for the police
Chief
department.
Steely.
Steely, I apologize, Chief. Firing range for the police department, is that correct? So is that coming out of capital expenditures for the police department?
Yeah, it was the 2.9 million.
Okay, how is the city making money on that return? Are we just funding that with the
City's not
bond?
making any money.
Is that gonna be open to the public at any?
No.
So it's police department only?
Police department will have events to teach people how to shoot or safety classes or something like that, but people won't be able to pay to go in there and shoot, no.
So it will not be a public range law enforcement?
No.
Has the city looked at potentially using like what
No.
Central Arkansas does with Camp Robinson? Okay. All right. Thank you, Mayor. I
You're
appreciate it.
welcome.
Hey, come on, buddy. Okay, you're breaking everything.
Any other general community input? Seeing none, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion adjourned.
Second.
Got a motion from Stephen, a second from Matt. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Adjourned at 8:08. Do we need a break? Can we take a short 3-4 minute break for bathroom? Please. Thank you. Everybody about ready? Okay, it's 8:13. We're going to go ahead and call our city council meeting to order for December 15th of 2025. We're going to open up with a prayer by Stephen Redd, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Maggie Cope.
If you will, bow your heads with me. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight, Lord, thanking you so much for this day, dear Lord, giving us another minute and another hour, dear Lord, on your beautiful earth, Lord. We thank you for our city. We thank you for our workers, our first responders, dear Lord, and we thank you for us being able to talk through the task at hand to come to a common ground on this, dear Lord. We thank you so much for everything you do. We ask forgiveness for our sins. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. You may be seated. Can I get a roll call, please, Tammy?
Long,
Here.
Spangler,
Here.
Red,
Present.
Hillenberg,
Here.
Coe,
Here.
Reed,
Here.
Weber,
Present.
Pickard.
Here.
Copy me.
All are here and present. Next up, approval of minutes, December 1st, 2025.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes for December 1st, 2025.
Second.
I got a motion from Stephen, a second from
Brandon.
Brandon to adopt the minutes for December 1st, 2025. Any changes, additions, corrections? Seeing none, all in favor of roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Next up, read ordinances and resolutions by title only.
Make a motion, we read ordinances and resolutions by title only.
Second.
I got a motion by Matt, second by Stephen, to read ordinance and resolutions by title only. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. City Council old business, I have one item, ordinance number 30 of 2025. Please, Tammy.
Ordinance number 38 of 2025, an ordinance to rezone Lot 22 of the Country Club subdivision and part of the west one-half of the southeast one-quarter, Section 30T 4N R9W, City of Cabot, from R-1, Single Family Residential, to C-2, General Commercial District, amending the land use plan, and for other purposes.
I'll make a motion, we waive the third reading of ordinance 38 of 2025.
Second.
Got a motion by Stephen, a second by Ed to waive the third reading of ordinance number 38 of 2025. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Make a motion, we adopt ordinance 38 of 2025.
Second.
I got a motion by Stephen, a second by Brandon to adopt ordinance number 38 of 2025. Any discussion? Anybody in the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Pickard,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Mayor, I spoke to the parties and they're trying to get going and ask us if the council would oblige them and adopt an emergency clause on this. I'll make a motion, we adopt the emergency clause for ordinance 38 of 2025.
Does that explanation,
Yes, we just need to publicly state the nature of the emergency because it's not on there.
So
Yeah, it was
nature-
just to get started.
money and time constraints?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay. Okay, we have a motion by Stephen, a second by, did I get a second, Tammy? And didn't you?
Not yet. Second.
Second by Maggie to invoke the emergency clause on ordinance number 38 of 2025 due to timing and finances. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Next up, city council new business. We have 3 items to be considered.
Mayor, I make a motion that the council add to the agenda items A, B, C, and D.
Second.
I got a motion by Ed, second by
Corey.
Corey, to add items A, B, C, D to the city council agenda for new business. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. First item is ordinance number 39 of 2025. Please, Tammy.
Number 39 of 2025, an ordinance creating, certifying, and confirming tax liens against real properties at various locations within the city of Cabot for funds expended to pay for services rendered due to code violations, declaring an emergency and for other purposes. First reading.
Mayor, I make a motion that we suspend the second and third reading of ordinance 39 of 2025, please.
Second.
Second.
I got a motion by Ed, a second by James to suspend the second and third reading of ordinance number 39 of 2025. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Mayor, I make a motion for adoption of 39, 2025, please.
Second.
I got a motion by Ed, a second by Matt to adopt ordinance number 39 of 2025. Any discussion by council? Any by the audience? I got a little boy in the back raising his hand. I'm just kidding. I did see him do it, though. Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Mayor, and we need an emergency clause on this, right, Ed?
Yeah.
Based on the time that we are in the year. Mayor, based on the time we are in the year to get this out of 2025 or stay into 2025, I'll make a motion. We adopt the emergency clause for ordinance 39 of 2025.
Second.
I got a motion by Stephen, a second by Matt to adopt the emergency clause for ordinance number 39 of 2025 due to time limitations at the end of the year to get it filed with the court. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Next items, item B, resolution number 30 of 2025, please, Tammy.
Number 30 of 2025, a resolution to adopt the annual operating budget for calendar year 2026 and for other purposes.
I make a motion that we adopt resolution number 30 of 2025.
Second.
Got a motion by James, a second by Matt to adopt resolution 30 of 2025. Any discussion? Anybody in the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Weber,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Pickard.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Next up, resolution number 31 of 2025, please, Tammy.
Number 31 of 2025, a resolution approving the appointment of Corey A. Kruger to the Cabot Parks and Recreation Commission and for other purposes.
Mr. Kruger's in the back. If you'd like him to introduce himself, Parks and Rec sent me this nomination, and I reviewed his information, and I have no problems presenting him to the council. Mr. Kruger, would you like to come up? Council always wants to see you. Thanks for coming.
Good evening, y'all.
I think your information was attached. Council, do you have any questions for Mr. Kruger? Well, looky there.
Thank you for serving.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Based on Parks and Recs Commission's recommendation, I say we adopt Resolution 31 of 2025.
Second.
Got a motion by Matt, a second by Ed to adopt resolution number 31 of 2025. Any discussion? Further discussion? Anybody in the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please. Tammy?
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Next item, Tammy, item D, resolution number 32 of 2025.
Number 32 of 2025, a resolution in support of reviving the state-run federal surplus property program administered by the state of Arkansas and for other purposes.
This is just a resolution, everyone, that we would like that federal surplus to maintain here in our area. I believe the governor is trying to shut that area down. We use it a lot here in the city of Cabot, and I know a lot of my fellow mayors and city council members of other cities in central Arkansas use it as well, and they need it. I believe the report I saw, we've purchased, not we've, but in general, Central Arkansas area has purchased $360 million worth of equipment that only cost them $80 million, something like that. So it's a big savings to our community. We've gotten a lot of items. The state police tables for testing, we got those there. Pennies on the dollar.
What's
So
the
it's-
rationale for shutting it down?
Sir?
What's the rationale for shutting it down?
Well, I've heard a lot of different things. Hearsay
Just give me one.
for the state police.
Okay.
So I don't know for sure. I said that's hearsay. I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth, but I think it's needed.
Yeah, they
And
do.
so
Mike has been real successful over there at that thing.
yes, we've got a lot of good items over there for our city at half or quarter or 10% of the price. So-
After COVID, he went over and got a lot of stuff that was still brand new, wrapped up in plastic at a tremendous bargain.
Mhm. Yep. And we gave a lot of masks out to citizens from there.
We did.
That we got at a good price. So anyway, but that's why that's on there. I just want to let you know they're needing to get that to them as soon as possible. Municipal League has asked every city and county to do this if they would. So
I make a motion to adopt resolution number 32 of 2025.
I'll second.
I got a motion from James, a second from Stephen to adopt resolution number 32 of 2025. Any discussion? Anybody in the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please. Tammy?
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Now's the time for community input. If you'd like to address the mayor and council, please come to the podium, state your name and your address. Or if you live in Cabot, not your address. Seeing none, any announcements, council?
Mayor, I do have a community or input. I know we had talked about this a few months ago, and Ben and his team was gonna reach out to the Moyer family to see where we're at, on that. I think, Ed, I don't remember if it was January 31st, is that what it was? I just wanted to kind of see, we're getting closer to that date, we're about a month away, so has there been any communication back and forth or with those guys or girls?
There's been communication with representatives. We'll have them for you in January. Well, I should say we'll have an update for you in January.
Okay.
Anything else? See none, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I got a motion by Brandon, a second by Ed.
Yeah, second.
All in favor